The Beauceron is a herding dog breed originating from the plains of central France. The Beauceron is also known as Berger de Beauce, sheepdog from Beauce, or Bas Rouge. The French Shepherd dog is an old shepherd breed, bred to guard the house and protect pastures from large predators. They are rare guests in some countries, which is why they cause even more interest among fans of exotic dogs. Highlights. Beauceron or French Shepherd is a rather rare breed in our country. The animal is large, well-balanced, athletic, agile, fast, and hardy. Historically, the Beauceron is distrustful of strangers. To avoid problems in the future, you need to properly educate the dog from childhood. The character of the French Shepherd can even be called tough. Dogs of this breed, usually males, tend to dominate. It will take a lot of time and effort to find a common language with your pet and reach mutual understanding. City dwellers need to know that the Beauceron is not a very suitable dog for housing. The reason for this is the dog's active temperament and the need for constant physical activity. Beauceron is distinguished by a slow maturation process. Until 2 or 3 years old, the dog is not considered an adult. Middle-aged and older children immediately need to explain the basic rules of behavior with such an animal. Beauceron will not tolerate pranks for a long time, but subject to the norms of friendly communication, it is quite capable of becoming a devoted friend and protector for a child. If there are absolutely kids in the house, the dog will immediately take over custody of the smallest members of the pack. The Beauceron are excellent nannies. It is imperative to train the French Shepherd. Beauceron was created for service and work, and it is simply not humane to deprive a dog of its true purpose. Beauceron is an indigenous breed, a direct descendant of the wolf. Originally an irreplaceable herding dog, today it is rightfully considered a first-class watchdog and a full-fledged member of the family who has earned the absolute trust of a person. Beauceron embodies the best traits of the canine family: strength, endurance, endless devotion, the ability to be companions and a willingness to protect those they love. Beauceron breed history. If we talk about the origin of the Beauceron breed, today 2 main hypotheses are put forward. According to one of them, the ancestor of the French smooth-haired shepherd dog was a fossil peat dog, the remains of which were found in the Jura mountain range. According to another, the ancestor of Beauceron was a wolf. This version is supported by the large similarity of animals, not only in appearance, but also at the intracellular level. Only geneticists can dot the i's, but at the moment this problem is not being investigated. The following is known for sure: the Beauceron breed was formed on the territory of modern France practically without any outside influence. Evolutionary development led to the emergence of a fairly large, very powerful and hardy dog, which was successfully used in hunting large game. Over time, the development of agriculture, especially pastoralism, led to massive deforestation and a significant decrease in the number of hunting objects: bears, wild boars and deer. In humans, an urgent need arose for herding dogs, and at first a priority task of such animals was to protect flocks from wolves and even robbers. The first documentary information about the French Shepherd can be found in the manuscript, which dates back to 1578. Much later, in 1809, one of the Catholic abbots wrote a treatise working in agriculture, where he detailed the question of the correct use of dogs for grazing sheep. The author described 2 varieties of dogs: the long-haired shepherd dog Brie and the much more powerful watchdog, which can cope with the wolf alone. Half a century later, in 1863, a dog show was held in Paris, where the French Beauceron was first presented to the public. However, the breed received official recognition later, in 1896. A commission of respected experts approved at its meeting the first standards for 2 varieties of the French Shepherd: Berger de Brie, long-haired, and Berger de Beauce, smooth-haired. The name Beauceron was given to the French region of Beauce. A year later, under the auspices of the French Ministry of Agriculture, the first dog club of this breed was created. The official club, which dealt directly with the Beauceron, appeared in 1911. It exists to this day and strictly controls the breeding of the breed in France. Berger de Beauce are very popular in their country, but much less known outside its borders. Experts say this is for the best. None of the outsiders had a hand in breeding work, which has allowed to fully preserve all the working qualities of the dogs. Today, the Beauceron in France is an excellent service dog, which is successfully used in the army and in police work. Appearance. Beauceron is a rare dog breed. Very often he is confused with a Doberman or Rottweiler, or with a mestizo of these breeds with shepherds. These are rather large dogs, differing in strength and power, but not loaded. The maximum height according to the FCI standard is 70 centimeters, the body weight is about 50 kilograms. The coat is short, has a distinctive shine, smooth, but rather harsh to the touch. The color of such dogs is black and tan or marbled, black and tan and gray spots. Any white spots and shades are considered a fault. Popular colors of Beaucerons. The coat is rough, smooth, shiny, tight-fitting. Under the guard hair is a dense gray undercoat, soft and dense to the touch. It is not visible through the wool. Wool length does not exceed 3 to 4 centimeters. The hair is longer on the thighs and underside of the tail. The fur on the head is stiffer and shorter. In winter, the undercoat becomes stiffer and thicker. Shaggy coat is a disqualifying vice. The French Shepherd dogs have two traditional colors. The black and tan color is characterized by a rich charcoal black color with red markings, the so-called squirrel color. Marks can be found only in strictly designated places, on the sides of the muzzle, not reaching the ears, above the eyes and the eyebrows, on the neck, chest, preferably too, under the tail, on the lower third of the limbs. The second acceptable color is harlequin. It includes black-gray, pale black, bluish-speckled, gray and tan colors. This color is valuable and quite rare. For him, the standard allows multicolored eyes. There can be an equal number of black and gray colors on the body, and sometimes one or another shade can prevail. The markings can be found in the same places as in the first type. Both options allow for a white patch on the chest. Some standards allow gray and black colors with red stockings. A large spot on the chest and the absence of tan marks are considered defects. Harlequin appeared relatively recently, therefore it is rare 50 to 3800 to black and tan. The prohibited colors are marble and merle. These shades result from genetic mutations. The nature and habits of the Beauceron. French Shepherds are calm, balanced animals. Nature has endowed them with innate leadership qualities. The ancestors of modern dogs were responsible for grazing large numbers of livestock. Therefore, the Beauceron are observant, attentive to detail, know how to work in a team, and are quick-witted. Dogs get along well with other animals. They are independent, but they need human affection. The creatures are confident in their powers, do not show unreasonable aggression. Strangers are mistrustful. If the pet is not planned to be used as a guard, this trait can be corrected by proper education. Dogs do not climb into a fight for no reason, are loyal to their family, defend the weak. Shepherd dogs, especially males, tend to dominate. The desire to manage extends to family members. A popular joke among breeders is that, like born shepherds, the Beauceron consider those around them helpless sheep and are responsible for them. Therefore, even small children can be trusted with four-legged ones. Animals tend to bite people's legs. This act does not bear any aggression. Thus, the ancestors of the shepherd dogs indicated the direction of the sheep they were guarding. Animals completely obey the will of the owner and carry out commands. But such a relationship can only be built through love and respect. Creatures are deeply attached to the owner and difficult to endure partings. Lack of physical activity can affect temperament. The inability to throw out the accumulated energy can lead to irritability, aggression, or indifference. Dogs do not tolerate familiarity. In France they were called intellectuals and intellectuals. Dogs have a good memory, act judiciously. The tendency towards leadership in the family is suppressed by the firmness of the owner. However, independence will never allow animals to forgive the harshness of the owner, unfair punishment. Brutality and upbringing will lead to ineffective training. Interesting facts about Beaucerons. Beauceron are excellent shepherds. 2 or 3 individuals do an excellent job with large flocks of 200 to 300 heads, driving them over distances of up to 70 kilometers. At a time when dogs were used for their work purpose, the duties of the shepherd dogs included not only taking care of the safety of the herd. The animals searched for and returned the lost sheep, drove away uninvited guests and wild animals from the flocks. The creatures coped with all the tasks. At the first Paris show, the breed was named Bas Rouge, which is translated from French as red stockings. This name was given to the animals because of the bright red markings on the forepaws. The Breed Lovers Club strictly monitors compliance with standards and does not allow breeding of individuals with marriage. Nowadays, there are approximately 7,000 representatives of this breed in the world. French Shepherds are one of the few breeds that have not changed during their existence. Initially, there were few such animals and the breeders decided not to interfere with the natural process of breed formation. These dogs have a special feature, extra double fingers. This feature is not a disadvantage. On the contrary, it is considered an indicator of purebloodness. Quadrupeds grow up late. The first year of their life is equal to 16 human years. Individuals 2.5 to 3 years old can be considered adults. Bitches mature a little earlier than males. The creatures are so hardy that they can cover distances of more than 80 kilometers per day. Dogs are very strongly attached to their master, with a long separation they can become depressed and even get sick. Pros and cons of Beaucerons. Beauceron provide invaluable assistance in police, security, rescue operations. They are adept at finding missing people. As excellent watchmen, the dogs fiercely protect their home and family members from ill-wishers. If they feel genuine care from the owner, be sure to show reciprocity. Great companions, love to travel, play in nature, go hiking. Advantages: high intelligence, good health, balanced psyche, minimal care, good security qualities, independence, devotion, feels the mood of the owner. Shepherd dogs have a reputation for being aggressive animals. However, excessive emotionality is not characteristic of Beauceron. They are tolerant of strangers, showing aggression only in extreme cases, seeing a real threat. Then they turn into angry creatures, whose formidable appearance further scares off enemies. Quadrupeds easily get along with other animals that live with them in the same territory. Disadvantages: stubbornness, dominance tendency, intolerance to loneliness, price. Dogs' desire to dominate can negatively affect their interactions with children. The animal can consider the child below itself in the hierarchy. Although in general the creatures treat kids favorably, they will not tolerate mockery and humiliation. Stubbornness and self-confidence are manifested in the unwillingness to obey the owner, who does not show due respect for the dog. Relationships should be built in the form of cooperation. Some individuals may have mental problems. This can be manifested by anxiety, cowardice. Such defects are most often caused by mental trauma and are eliminated through a caring attitude. The need for long walks can be a problem for couch potatoes. Only people who love an active lifestyle and spend a lot of time on the street should buy a dog. Beauceron care. Although animals feel comfortable in a small apartment, it is still better to keep them in an aviary. Like most herding dogs, French Shepherds have a distinct sheep-like scent. Beauceron are unpretentious in leaving. The coat must be brushed periodically. Loose hair is removed during shedding with a special comb. Dogs are bathed with zoo shampoo as they become dirty, 1 to 2 times a month. Frequent bathing removes the protective film from the coat and dries the skin. In the cold season, it is better to wipe your pet with a damp cloth. In the summer, the creatures enjoy swimming in water bodies. After that, you need to rinse the wool with clean water to remove the remaining plankton. If the dog has profuse hair loss, bald spots appear, it is necessary to change the shampoo or revise the diet. The nails are trimmed only if they cause discomfort to the animal. The eyes should be examined every day. Healthy eyes do not turn sour, shine, there are no tears. Slight gray clumps in the corners are acceptable. Thus, the eyes are self-cleaning from dust. Redness and swelling of the eyelids may indicate a food allergy. Eyes can be wiped with chamomile decoction before contacting the veterinarian. Beauceron are unpretentious in terms of nutrition. They will be happy to eat both natural products and store food. Premium food is fully balanced and contains all the necessary trace elements for the normal development of the dog. By resorting to specialized feeds, there is no need to use additional intake of vitamins and mineral complexes. Diseases and health problems. Representatives of this breed have excellent health and, with proper care, live for about 10 to 12 years. They are practically not susceptible to hereditary ailments. The thick undercoat protects well against colds. Timely vaccination helps to avoid many infectious diseases. 2 weeks before vaccination, the pet is treated for parasites, body temperature is measured, and the general condition is monitored. For adults, a temperature of 38.5 to 39 degrees Celsius is considered normal, for babies 38 to 39 degrees Celsius. This fact helps the owner to determine if the pet has tolerated the vaccination well. At 8 to 9 weeks, the animal is vaccinated against the most common diseases: plague, hepatitis, enteritis, parainfluenza, leptospirosis. At 8 months, dogs are given the rabies vaccine. Subsequent vaccinations are carried out annually. Hip dysplasia, which is quite common in dogs, is rare among Beauceron. Another rare disease is volvulus. However, such cases do occur. Males over 5 years old are most susceptible to ailments. If the dog suddenly starts vomiting, bloating, general malaise, you should immediately consult a specialist. Without surgery, the pet may die. Sometimes shepherd dogs can have heart problems. Earlier, when the ears were cropped, microflora beneficial for microbes did not develop in the shells. Now, when this procedure is prohibited, microorganisms live in the ears more comfortably, as a result of which dogs get sick with otitis media. Lack of hygiene can lead to all sorts of infections. In older dogs, retinal atrophy may occur. Beauceron. Price and how to buy it correctly. When choosing a puppy, first of all, you should pay attention to his parents. They must fully comply with the standards. Breeders are required to provide a pedigree up to 5 generations. Since the breed is not in demand, puppies will have to be booked in advance. The wait can be quite long. You can while away this time by getting to know the breeder with the parents of the selected individual. Only a kennel can guarantee that a dog is purebred. A puppy is purchased at about 7 weeks of age. By this time, the baby will have passed all possible tests. Based on the results, you can understand what kind of character the pet will have, how developed the working qualities will be. If checks were not carried out on the account of a specific individual, one should focus on external signs and temperament. The puppy should be playful, cheerful, curious. It should have a shiny coat without bald spots. There should be no unpleasant smell from the ears, the eyes should be clean. The puppy should not be aggressive, there is no unreasonable barking, apathy to everything that happens. The rarity of the breed is directly related to the cost of the puppies. Buying from unofficial breeders will cost $200. However, with this method of buying, the owner runs the risk of acquiring a mestizo that looks like a Beauceron. The pet class pet is the cheapest. Its cost will be about $500. An individual for breeding is estimated at $700. A show class puppy will cost $800 and more.